Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Teaching. I'm Samiha and today we're here with Professor Maurice Lee from the English Department at CAS. Professor, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Maurice Lee. I've been at BU for about 20 years now. I teach in the English department. My specialty is 19th century American literature. And I have two kids. One's a sophomore in college and one's a junior in high school.
That's nice. So where did you complete your undergraduate and graduate studies?
I was an undergraduate at Stanford University, and I finished that in 1990, and I did my graduate work at UCLA. And I took a couple years off in between undergraduate and graduate school. I dropped out of graduate school for 2 or 3 years, went back, and I finished my PhD in 2000.
That's nice. What made you choose English as your field of study?
I love to read. I love to write. I love imaginative worlds, but I also like how literature engages the the realities of the world as well. And I like talking with people about ideas.
That's nice. And like talking about ideas, I'm assuming teaching literature classes has a lot of new ideas. So what do you like most about teaching literature?
It's unpredictable. We don't do a lot of lectures in the English department at Boston University, as you know. A lot of our classes are discussion-based. You get 20 people in a room, and you get 20 different ideas, 20 different opinions. You never know what direction the conversation's going to take. And I just love it. I love it when people surprise me. I love it when they surprise themselves. I love it when students surprise other students with just new ways of thinking and sort of very individual ways of understanding literature.
Right. What would you say has been the most rewarding part about it? Like anyone
of teaching?
Yeah.
Really seeing students grow and kind of get inspired by works or ideas that they hadn't come across before, and you can kind of see that over the course of the semester. I also really enjoy watching students mature during their time at BU, so I'll sometimes teach students when they're in their first year or their second year and then encounter them later in another class 3 or 4 years later, and it's not just that their skills are better, that their knowledge base has increased, all of that is true, but also they've just learned a lot about life, and it's fun to see people progress.
Right. Do you have any advice for any students, like incoming and current, about college in general and literature, if they are literature?
Yeah, I have a lot of advice, and you can ask my kids about that. Probably too much advice. I would say, particularly for this current generation of students, and this is going to sound sort of old-fashioned and probably repetitive, but beware of your phones. Attention spans have been really shrinking over time. I think that a lot of the content that people find online and on social media don't encourage kind of deep thought and deep reflection, the kind of things that we like to teach in literature classes. It's already, we're starting to see a lot of policies and laws around the US where people are starting to restrict the use of social media for young people because they realize it's dangerous and it harms people. And unfortunately, your generation didn't get any protection. People really didn't know about it.
Yeah. That's good advice. Okay. This last question is a little bit biased, I guess. It's just something I wanted to know.
Yeah.
What is one book that you would always recommend to someone who's looking for something new to read?
Oh, there's so many. And I almost want to talk with people first before I recommend something because everyone has different interests. But one of the authors that I really study very closely is Herman Melville, and of course his most famous work is Moby Dick. And it's this huge, immense, sprawling, challenging weird book. And I just love it. I don't know how many times I've read it. I don't teach it as much as I'd like because it's so long.
Right.
But yeah, that's one that's very close to my heart.
So what are some of the most valuable skills that you have learned over your teaching career?
Definitely how to organize people into projects and to try to get people on board and excited about working on a common endeavor, like talking about a text or working on a project or doing an assignment. I definitely done a lot more public speaking as a teacher, and I also think teaching really helps you learn how to listen to people and try to really understand where people are coming from as individuals, because everyone has different backgrounds, everyone has different experiences. And I think to be a good teacher, you kind of have to try to be aware of all those different things, even as you're trying to bring people together into a common purpose. And that's a challenge.
And what skills would you suggest like students implement in their writing and their work?
I think, again, everybody's different. Everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. I find that a lot of BU students have been well prepared for college, at least in a very formulaic way with their writing. And I think people don't always realize how much they can do with their writing and how far they can push their thinking and their analysis and their arguments, and how much they can improve just the style of their writing as well. I think the way writing especially is taught in high school, and it makes sense, is kind of formulaic. It's like painting by the numbers or learning to dance, by pattern steps. But as you get better and as you mature, people's individual voices can be in play more, and people can experiment and take risks in ways that maybe they didn't in high school.
I know a lot of BU students come in without like a set major, a set path in life. And what advice would you give these students who don't know what exactly they're going to do in the future?
It's easy for me to say because I'm older and I've established my career. But I do think there's too much pressure on students now, from parents and from media and from just society in general, where they feel that they need to know exactly what they want to do and they need to be on a path right away, and they need to choose what they want to do with their lives before they've even really had a chance to sample or experiment with lots of other possibilities. So I would say to students to take a lot of different sorts of classes, be open to a lot of different pathways. Even if you feel the pressure and you read a lot about, it's so hard to find a job, and there's so few opportunities for students. Coming out of Boston University, you will have opportunities, and there are lots of different pathways to success. Very few of them are straight or linear. Like I said, I graduated from college not knowing what I wanted to do. I dropped out of graduate school for a while, and I still kind of found my way back here. So I would say just don't put too much pressure on yourself to know right away what it is that you want to do. Just try to keep an open mind.
Since this is for the CAS, Student Government Podcast, what is one thing about the College of Arts and Sciences that not a lot of people know?
Oh, well, I mean, I would say, I don't know if people don't know this, but if you're in CAS, you don't always know what's happening at the other colleges. CAS really does allow you to explore. It's based in a liberal arts and science education model, which says you should experiment broadly and you should take courses in a lot of different disciplines and departments, and you should learn foreign languages, and you should go overseas, and you should really explore and experiment. And CAS is a great place to do that. You can do that from other colleges at Boston University as well, but I think CAS, it's kind of deeply ingrained in
Right.
how the way we do
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming for this interview. It was very interesting.
Okay, thank you, and good luck with your papers and your
Um,
finals.
Thank you.
Okay.